Hey YouTube, how's it going? KSM Pro Dragons here. Sorry I've been away for a bit of time. Obviously we was waiting for the ban list. Ban list dropped. It was amazing, completely reset the format. So I've just been away thinking like what I can build and stuff for the new format. Got a couple of deck profiles that I want to bring you guys and some combos. But this is the first one that I'm going to bring you, and it's a Mathmech Shaddoll profile. I thought it was a nice little mashup. Obviously, the Mathmechs actually have a lot of different attributes among them, which kind of helps with the Shaddoll, so you can bring out the different fusions quite easily. And obviously, in the new format coming up in post-April, will be much easier because you don't need any link zones. But I actually been having a lot of fun with this deck. Do I think it's competitive? Maybe roguish, depending on how you play it. I've actually got a really cool turn one board I'm going to show you guys. So what I'm going to do, it's going to jump into the deck profile and then I'll explain why I'm playing which cards. So to start off with the Mathmechs, nothing too crazy that you probably haven't seen before, but 3 Nabla. He's kind of like your main OTK piece because you summon him out. As long as you've got one other Cyberse you can bring out, you use his effect to tribute, you bring out multiplication. Multiplication's effect turns into a level 8 and then it goes into final Sigma, and that's pretty much game. Because Nabla multiplication will go to the graveyard, so Nabla allows your Mathmech card to attack twice, and multiplication doubles its attack, and then Sigma does double battle damage. Pretty ridiculous. Your next combo piece is Sigma. So another tuner, really good. It's got a really good functionality where you can special summon himself out if you've got nothing in your extra monster zone to your field or from your graveyard. Very versatile. It's a tuner as well, but if you have it on the field and you've got another tuner, you can choose not to use it as a tuner, which is part of his effect. So that's also really useful. And then your kind of 3 special summons, you've got Addition. So you target a monster on the field, increases attack by 1,000, and you can special summon him out. And then you have the opposite with Subtraction. So same thing, target a monster, loses 1,000 attack instead, and then you can special summon him out. So really good. Then I actually play 2 Multiplication and 2 Division. So Multiplication is quite good. So when you bring him out, you can double his level to level 8 or another Mathmech. And then you can obviously sync off. Then when he goes to the graveyard, you can target a Mathmech card and double its attack for that turn, which is like really useful. Division, on the other hand, is useful when you need to clear your extra monster zone. So what it does is you tribute a monster in your extra monster zone, and then you can special summon from your hand and your graveyard, so you can get 2 other monsters on the field, which is really good. So it's just sometimes when you've got into some link play and you don't know how to get rid of the extra monster zone from that area, so then you bring in Division, it helps you clear that field. The next, the Honorary Mathmech, is Balancer Lord. Play him at 3. Really good combo starter. You know, you can summon him out. He's got an effect that allows you to do another normal summon for the cost of 1,000 life points. And then when he's banished from your graveyard, which is really easy to do in this deck, you can summon another level 4 from your hand, which is very useful. And then I play 2 Forward Skipper. So he's got a cool effect, like you can reveal a monster in your graveyard and then he kind of comes that link material, which is quite good. Or when he is sent from the field to the graveyard and he was sent because he was used as a link material, you can add a level 5 or above Cyberse monster to your hand. So at the moment, what I add is the Cyberse White Hat. And it's just quite useful because if you've had to use him as a summon, then you get Cyberse White Hat, which you can special summon himself out for free if you've got 2 Cyberse monsters on the field or more. And so just another good extender to keep going. And then just to help with the banishing of Balancer Lord, just in case you can't do it, I've got 2 Diana of the Light Spirit. Exact opposite to Luna the Light, Dark Spirit. So you banish a light monster from your graveyard and you can special summon it to the field. It is a Thunder that people thought you could do a one card combo with Colossus, but it's not an activated effect or it's not an effect that activates in your hand for him to summon, it's just a summoning condition. And then for the Shaddoll kind of engine, I'll play a really small engine, so just 1 Hedgehog, which allows you to add a Shaddoll to your hand, 1 Beast, and then 1 dragon. So dragon allows you to pop a spell or trap card on the field, which is always useful. Beast allows you to draw, and hedgehog allows you to add to your hand. So it gives us a lot of flexibility with the type of Shaddolls we want to use. So if you want to bring out, you know, the Earth with the 3000 defense, which has a negate, you know, you send hedgehog, which then searches your deck to add another Shaddoll to your hand, and then you've got a live negate in your hand, which is also really good. So that's it for the monsters. Pretty standard apart from these guys here, which is like the extra bit. Let me push that up, a bit of glare. Yeah, so you know the 3 Shaddoll cards, you know, that's a maximum. You never want to see them because of the Shaddoll fusion. You just want to be able to activate that on your when your opponent's had a turn and then be able to pull out a monster. Now if you do see one, it's not the worst thing in the world because the deck combos off quite nicely. Cool, so that's it for these guys. Keep that there so you can kind of see. So then if we go into the spells, I've got 2 Mathmech Billionaire Blade. So it's just an equip card. You can send a Cyberse monster from your deck to the graveyard and it will increase that monster's attack. So just good just to get another card out. I run 2 Mathmech Equation, which is basically the monster reborn for Mathmechs. 3 Signet Minings. It's your searcher, you really need it. 3 Shaddoll Fusion, ridiculously good card. And then for the one-offs for the spells, I've got one-time passcode. Just generates a level 4 Cyberse token on your field. Just helps with the plays. 1 Foolish Burial, just in case you need to send something to the graveyard or if you need to send a Shaddoll. So like, if you're in a situation and your opponent's just got that 1 spell of trap that's just really annoying, you can activate this, send the Shaddoll dragon to the graveyard just to pop it. Or if you feel like you need a draw and you've got all your other components, it's just a really flexible tool in this deck. You can even send like Sigma to the graveyard, and if you've got no extra monsters on the field, it will special summon itself out, which is just really handy. 1 gold sarcophagus, so you can just banish a lord from your deck, and then you can special summon a level 4 from your hand for free, which is really good. And then 1 monster reborn. Pretty self-explanatory. And then I only play the 1 trap, and that is the Mathmech Superfactorial. And that is more for the turn 1 play. So that's the deck. It's a 42 card deck for the main deck. You know, let me know what you think. So if I keep those there so you can kind of see those. And then what I'm going to do is go through the extra deck. Extra deck's really tight for this deck. I've been play testing quite a lot and excluded where I need to, added where I need to. So the ratios will look a bit different for what you see from other decks, but just going to take you through it. So I've got 1 Primal Mathmech Albertarian, 1 Laplacian, and that's it for the XYZ monsters. I'll go through the synchros next. I've got 1 Magma. I've got them in here just in case. You know, like if you're going to Final Sigma, it's not affected by any cards anyway, which is brilliant. But you know, just in case you've done that play, or you know you can't get a modification out to make it to level 8, you know this is still a very good card to go into because you get this, you attack your opponent's monster. If it destroys, you can pop 2 cards on the field. So just a handy ability, just useful. Final Sigma, I actually played 2 of them. Very good card. This is your boss monster. You know, if you're going second, you want to get this card out, and it doesn't matter how much back row your opponent's got. Like, they can't negate him. They can't compulsive activation him. They can't widow anchor him. They can't do anything like that because he's unaffected by card effects unless it's a Mathmech card. So, you know, and then normally you make him a Nabla modification, and as I said, he will double his attack to 6,000 because of Nabla, because of modification. He can attack twice. And then as long as your opponent's got a 2,000 or less monster on the field, you know, that 1 attack's game. Yeah, it's a ridiculously good card. And then for the sort of turn 1 engine, I've got 1 Linked Spypool, 1 Linked Devotee, and 1 Cyberse Wicked. You see a lot of people playing Link Career in this deck, and I would absolutely love to add him in if I had the space, but you don't need him to do that turn 1 board. And as I said, when I go through a quick combo, I'll show you why. 1 IP Masquerena, once again for the turn 1 board. 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Deco Talker. Now this could be any link 3 or link 4 that you want. I just put him in just because I kind of like him as a card, but you can easily swap him out for like a Zerboris if you really want, or a Traspina, or anything along those lines. He's in purely just because I like the card, but you can swap him out quite comfortably. And another card you could swap, but is actually quite good in this deck, is Firehall Dragon Dark Fluid. The reason he's good is because if you've done your rank play and your synchro play, and you're only left with your links, like you pull him out, he gets 2 negates, but he also gains 5,000 attack. So then you've got an 8,000 beat stick on the field, which can negate. It's really good. And then for the Shaddolls, just to round it up, I'll play 1 Shiganaga, hope I said that right, 1 Krista, and 1 Construct. As I said, they're really easy to make because you've got all the attributes in the deck. So you just go into the one you need. And as I said, if you want to make one of these 2 and you want the negate in your hand, you always send Hedgehog. And as I said, Hedgehog will add to your hand. So then you've got a live negate as well. So yeah, just really good. And as I said, like the Shaddoll engine itself is just really flexible. So it's just a nice little play. So yeah, just got a little bit of time left. So I'm just going to show you effectively what that turn 1 board could be like. And what we'll do is we'll just get, let's say, an addition and like any other card. So we can effectively get, let's say, Sigma, right? And in your hand, let's say you've got Nabla. Yeah, this will be our hand. So what you do is you can normal summon the Sigma, so you don't have to use his effect, so you can just normal summon out, use addition's effect, summon him out, overlay these 2 into your Abertarian, detach 2 to find your trap, so now this is in your hand, use his effect, oh sorry, you would have special summoned Sigma out, forget what I said. You would have special summoned him out. Use Abertarian's effect to tribute himself to special summon 1 card from the graveyard. So let's say addition. You can normal summon Nabula then. So this just needs to be a card that you can bring out, but a Cyberse. And then you link 1 off. For your link to devotee. Link him off for your link. The other link, sorry. Use Link's Disciples effect, tribute, and you end up generating 2 tokens. And then when he's tributed, you're allowed to mulligan your hand, or he allows you to mulligan your hand. So you can draw 1 and put 1 back, but we're fine for now, we've got this. Cool, and then you link the 2 off into your Wicked. Yeah, and then you do need 1 more extender. So you could use like Deanne, or even if you've got the Cyberse White Hat in your hand, or like another subtraction or something like that. So let's just say we've got subtraction. Target the token to bring him out. And then what you actually do is you link these 2 off into your IP Masquerader. And then what you do is you set your super factorial, and then that's your turn 1 board. Now the reason I like this turn 1 board a bit better than the others is because Masquerader is obviously a big disruption, so you can go into your Nightmare Unicorn or a Link 4 if you need, or even your Deco Talker. You got super factorial, which will allow you to bring out Lapilation and have a Tristler effect. So you get a disruption with Masquerader, which, let's say you go Nightmare Unicorn, you can shuffle 1 card back. Then you can go to Lapilation and do a Tristler effect and then rip out 1 card from their hand, 1 monster and 1 spell and trap. And then you've got your Mathmech in your graveyard for your next turn, and you've got other cards in your hand. So yeah, this is my first turn. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comment sections what I can improve. See you next time.